Welcome to the Channel Partner Enablement session. The focus of today's discussion is to share tools and insight with you to ensure your success as a decisions partner. So we want to make sure you have all the tools available at your disposal to be a successful partner and do great. So let's go ahead and start off with some introductions. So my name is Missy Hillenbrand, and I'm the director of our channel sales team. I've been with Decisions for a little over 2 years now, and I'm based out of the Northern Virginia area. We have Brian and Joe, our channel account managers, and I'm going to let them go ahead and just introduce themselves real quick and say hello.
Hello, my name is Joe Gusick. I'm based out of sunny, warm Phoenix, Arizona. I have several of my partners here today. Excited to have you all here in this presentation, and look forward to working with you in the future.
And I'm Brian O'Leary, Atlanta, Georgia, where there's no wind. I've been with Signals about 15 months now, and I think I know a lot of you guys, but we'll definitely look forward to seeing you tonight and talk a little bit more. And any of the partners who are mine, we got to talk about closing some deals this year. So.
Okay, great, thank you. So we have an exciting agenda for you planned today. We're going to start off with a partner recap and then get right into the full sales cycle from a partner perspective, starting off with training, procuring leads, the sales process, understanding what resources are available to you, and then we'll have Stephen Branch from Configurable Management presenting one of his successful use cases. And then finally, we'll have Will Pedersen, our VP of Client Support Services. He'll be walking you through our new decisions community and marketplace. So I'd like to keep this very casual and open. So if you have any questions or comments along the way, please speak up, and let's make this a valuable session. So first off, I'd like to welcome all of our partners that made it out today. We have a total of 11 partners attending, and some of them have traveled very far to be with us today. So I'd like to kind of introduce everybody. When I say your name, if maybe you could stand up and show everyone who you are. Again, I want all the partners to kind of get to know each other, collaborate, and know who they are. So first we have System Micro here from Canada. I don't see any of them here. They're out in the hallway, great. ITMN, John, okay. We have Jason Drennan and his daughter Paige from Expressibility. Emprise, we have Chris Mauser and Mark. And Emprise is one of our premier sponsors, is our premier sponsor here for Decisions Days. So. We have TechClan, who has come here from India. I don't know if they're in the room.
I think they're out at the booth.
They're outside at their booth. Okay, great. Catalogic, and he's here from Argentina. So he's traveled very far to be with her today. CADS from Brazil. And our Datamatics. I don't know if they're in here. Oh, they're there, yay. Okay. And our newest partner as of Friday, Kennedy Compliance Consulting. Yeah. So as Gordon mentioned earlier, some of our sponsors are hosting sponsor booths out in the hallway, so please feel free to stop by. We have Expressibility, Configurable Management, Datamatics, TechClan, and Emprise, who is our premier sponsor, and also hosting lunch today after the session. So please stop by, chat with them, learn about their business, and collaborate. So a little look at our partner landscape right now. So we currently have 90 partners in 20 countries around the world, from North America, South America, Africa, Asia Pacific. And we have a whole group of partners at all different phases of the partner cycle. So we have partners that have been with us for many years and are fully enabled to market, demo, and service decisions to our newest partners that are just joining the program. Our role on the channel team is to work with you to build a go-to-market plan, train your team, and help you sell decisions. All of our partners are featured on our website at decisions.com, so when you get a moment, make sure that your logo's there, and if not, just check with us. So a 2020 recap and looking ahead to 2023. We did some great things in 2022. We launched our new partner portal in October. we held our first quarterly partner summit back in October, and these are quarterly partner summits that we're doing every quarter. So please check with Joe O'Brien and make sure you plan the next one. We have a lot of our partners engaged with service engagements. We have currently onboarding about 6 new partners a quarter. We attended a lot of great events. We were at the SAP Insider with Steven at Configurable Management back in July, and then again just recently in March, and got a lot of great leads. We also did an on-site event with our partner Zytec in Copenhagen just last month, and it was amazing. And we're also going to be doing a Submerse in Australia with our partner DX Lab in August. If this is something that you are interested in doing, hosting an event on site at your location, please let us know, or we'd love to do that. Okay, so again, our goal on the channel team is to help our partners be self-sufficient from sourcing their own leads to closing deals. Our team is here to help you 100% along the way, but we want to make sure you have all the tools and knowledge at your disposal. But the first step for our new partners is to go through training. We have a lot of free training available to you from our product training course, developer course, webinars, free events, as well as we have these 2 great YouTube channels that I want to make sure you're aware of. We have the YouTube at Decisions, and then we also have a really great one that I actually just found out about recently, the Making Decisions, and that's run by our training coordinator, Jared. So those are 2 great places to get some free materials. Training overview, and if you don't already know this, our training is now 100% asynchronous and can be completed online at your own pace, on your own time, to include weekly kickoffs, study material in the cloud, a great training community, and direct access to the instructors. We have 2 courses. So we have our product training course, which is about a week long, and that's for anyone who's going to be talking about decisions, touching the product at all. They should at least go through the product training course. And then on to the developer course. The developer course is about 4 to 6 weeks long, and highly recommend that. That's where you're going to get your certifications. Some more resources that we have available, our online documentation. Make sure that's something that you have bookmarked because it's a great resource. Lots of videos and webinars, as I mentioned before, monthly events, and our Q&A, our daily Q&A Lunch and Learn, which is a great resource to get your questions answered. A couple more webinars to talk about. The Lead the Automation Revolution. This is a great place to see how your customers are leveraging the no-code automation tools to fix the customer experience. So these are held every Thursday at 11 a.m. Also, every other Thursday, the Decisions product team shares the future of the Decisions platform during our product roadmap calls. So these are great opportunities to be involved, hear what's happening with the product, things that we've done and things that we're looking at in the future. Procuring leads. Okay, so this is a topic that we get asked about all the time. What are other partners doing to procure leads? So rather than reinvent the wheel, we'd like to share some successful marketing tactics that our partners are using. And again, feel free to chat with one another during the next 2 days if you'd like more information on what some of them are doing. So first off, trade shows and on-site events. We've kind of already talked about this a little bit, but we have partners like Configurable Management attending trade shows like the SAP Insider in Las Vegas, along with a lot of other events. He actually told me yesterday that he's attending 11 trade shows this year. So if that's something that works for you, you can ask others if there's any great trade shows coming up, and you may want to look into that. On-site events, so we are hosting on-site events like our Submerse in different locations. So if this is something you're interested in, again, we can help coordinate that. Webinars. So we have some of our partners putting together webinars. We have lots of material to help you do that if this is something that you're interested in. One of my partners just started doing the webinars back in November. We helped him coordinate. He's had a lot of success, and again, if this is something that you're interested in doing, we can help you with that. Relationship marketing. So a lot of our newer partners rely on relationship marketing, and this is really networking with past customers, prospects, employers, and colleagues to just kind of like network, get the word out, talk about decisions, see if they may have an interest. We Assist. We Assist is a virtual assistance company that I've introduced a few of our partners to, and they're using them for outreach, sales calls, and follow-up. And it's basically, you can get a virtual assistant for a part-time or a full-time assistant, and they'll do pretty much anything that you want them to do. But I have a great connection with a company that provides that. Email campaigns. If this is something you're interested in doing, we're happy to help you put together an email drip campaign that you can blast out to your customers and prospects. RFPs and RFIs, again, if you are in that public sector world and you need help replying to some of these, again, our channel team can help you. And finally, Google AdWords. I know a couple people have ventured out and have started utilizing the online ads. If this is something that you're interested in, we can connect you with our marketing team to help you put together a search. So when you're putting together the search, you want to make sure you're using the correct keywords and monitoring the search and things like that. So if that is something that you are interested in funding and looking into, we can help you coordinate. Okay, so the sales process. So you become a partner, you've gotten trained, you've put together some marketing, and you have a lead. So now we get to the meat of the sales process. So this is actually a one-page look at our internal sales process from discovery call all the way down to signature. As you can see, it's 6 stages with multiple steps and a total of about 121 days. Again, this is our internal sales process. You may have your own. If you want to use any of these tips or tricks, we're happy to share that. But I thought I'd share how we do this internally. Again, 6 stages from stage 0 down to signature. And stage 0 is the discovery call. The discovery call is a time to ask questions. So you have this possible prospect on the line. What do you need to do to see if this is maybe a lead for you? Well, the way we do it here internally is we do 15-minute calls. We call them discos. And we just ask a couple questions, give us a description of the problem you're having, talk about, what solution you have in place. Is this project budgeted? Sometimes people don't like to ask that question, but it's a great question to ask because you don't want to waste your time if this is not even budgeted. So discovery call, if you do get to this stage and you want to just run by some questions and talk about that with one of us, please do so. You've done the discovery call, and this looks like a good prospect. Okay, so what is stage 1? So now we're going into stage 1, and this is the demo. So what we do here internally is we have a basic general introduction demonstration that we do. It's a platform overview, and then we have either a custom demo or a basic demo that one of our systems engineers puts together for us. The demos are available on our partner portal, so make sure that you're on the partner portal and you can download those. And we can also share our sales deck if you'd like that as well. Okay, so you've done the discovery call, you've done the demo, things are looking positive. What's next? Well, the next is you're going to offer a POC, a proof of concept. And I'm just sharing kind of our POC process here. What we do first in the POC stage is send a questionnaire to the prospect to fill out, to just get more information about the problem they're trying to solve and see what they would like to see. This is kind of a timeline of our process. It's about 14 days long, going from a scoping call to wireframing, the building phase, a validation call, all the way down to the delivery. So after the initial scoping call, our SE team starts gathering resources and conducts a wireframing call to scope out the POC in detail. Next, they move to the building phase, and when the POC is over 50% complete, we do a validation call to make sure we're on the right track and meeting expectations, and then finally, the delivery. So a side note here, you want to get your prospect to the POC stage. Our POC success rate is about 75%, meaning that 75% of the people that get to this stage and have a successful POC move on to purchase decisions platform. So this is very important. I know some of our partners can do all this themselves, but if you are a newer partner and need help, we are happy to help you through all of these stages. Okay, so the POC was a success, and now we're moving on to the next stages of the sales cycle, which is evaluation, negotiation, and closing the deal. So the evaluation stage is the longest stage. It's approximately about 45 days. During this stage, you're going to be reviewing features and functionality, support and guidance, scalability and flexibility, vendor reputation and track record. You're going to go through security compliance reports, and this can be in depth, and we are here to help you with that. You're going to discuss training and support, possibly do some reference calls, review the implementation and onboarding, and typically produce a letter of financial stability. That all goes well, they give you a thumbs up, you go into the negotiation phase, providing quotes, going through redlining, things like that, and then finally, signature, yay. So that's our complete sales process here, and I just wanted to share that with you so you can kind of see what we do here on the internal side. So again, our goal here on the channel team is to support your business, help grow your partnership, and again, we just want to make sure that you're available of all the resources that are available to you. This is just a slide, probably a lot of you have seen this before, just going through some of the benefits that we have. Our partner portal, that's where you register your leads, download demo, get access to marketing materials. Our professional services team is always here to help. Our SE team, our tech support team. So we just have a lot of benefits for our partners, and we want to make sure that you're aware of all of them. Okay. Okay, and I'm not technical, so it's not going. To the next one. There we go, as you're almost over here.
Heal, demons, be gone.
Another thing that I want to make sure you're aware is available to you is process coaching. So process coaching is a service we recommend to our partners with at least their very first implementation. This service gives you access to a dedicated service rep who will be available for 5 hours each month to review your work, coach you on features to use in decisions, answer questions, and provide input on best practices. Here's some other resources you might find useful. You're in a competitive situation. You can pull out one of our competitive slides that we have. So this is just an example of one that we have. Again, when you get into those situations and you need to find out how are we better than Appian or whoever it may be, we can help you with these types of documentation. Forrester report. Everyone loves the Forrester report, and we really love it, showing us in the strong performers category. So if this is something that you need to provide to your prospect, we can help you with that also. Platform overview. These are great little one-pagers that we have available to you. You can customize them with your partner name and send them out to prospects, but it's kind of like decisions in a one-page, so just something that we do have available for you. Other great data sheets, and something that comes up a lot, and it comes up with me a lot, should we go enterprise or standard? Well, you can send them this handy-dandy little chart that we have and answer that question for them. And finally, the decisions roadmap. It's a great visual to share with your prospects. to show them our commitment to continuously making our product better and refining the designer and end user experience. So these are all great tools that we have. This is just some of the tools that we have available to you as partners, and we just want to make sure you're talking with us, and this is a win-win relationship. We want you to be successful. We want to do anything we can to help you. So again, a couple tools that hopefully you found something that could be handy and useful. What I'm going to do next is go ahead and turn the floor over to Stephen Branch. And Stephen is with Configurable Management. And what he's going to do today is talk about one of his successful partner use cases. So I'm going to turn this. Okay, I'm going to turn this off then.
List. Hello. I'm just going to take about maybe 5 minutes and just talk about one of our customer use cases. If you don't know, we focus in the SAP space. So if you have SAP opportunities and we can help you in that, don't hesitate to reach out. I've been in the SAP space since the mid-90s. We have a custom module that we've built for SAP. We can integrate with SAP. If they already have decisions, in about 20 minutes, we can install our custom module and be talking to SAP without them having to install anything in their SAP environment. So we were founded in 2006. We are a silver partner, and we really focus on data quality and process automation and application development within the SAP space. So PRIMESOURCE, if you go to a big box hardware store, Lowe's, Home Depot, you buy a nail or a screw, the chances are about 99% it came from PRIMESOURCE building products. They're the biggest little company you've never heard of. So they've been a great client of ours. They have several use cases. Obviously, they use SAP. We started with them doing master data governance. That's often where we start in the SAP space. But any of your clients, regardless of their ERP system, they have a master data problem, I guarantee you. And Decisions is a great product to solve master data. So again, if you ever have any questions about that space or what we do, don't hesitate to reach out. We'll be an open book. And then they do an annual conference, a big show, and they collect and fill out an Excel spreadsheet for orders. And we take that Excel spreadsheet and we do mass order creation in SAP for them. That's an event that happens once a year for them. They also do mass purchase order uploads through Decisions. And they have a really pretty complex customer rebate contract process. And we manage that for them through Decisions. They have, in SAP, there's something called available to promise. So when you enter a sales order, it goes and it looks at your on-hand inventory and maybe any purchase orders or production orders and when they're due. And it tells you, based on all of that information, if you can deliver on time, and it'll allocate that product to an order. What they don't use available to promise. What we do for them is they have an SAP program that every morning it dumps an Excel file into a folder on their server with all of their inventory, all their on-hand inventory that's available to be sold. And then it's anywhere from 4,000 to 15,000 records. We take that file and we move all of that stock to what's called quality inspection stock, so they can't use it. Then they get all their EDI orders, or they maybe enter some orders manually, and then at 2 o'clock we take that same file and we reverse that and put it all back into usable inventory, and they release their orders in the order that they want their customers fulfilled in the event that they don't have enough. We did a capital expense request solution for them. If somebody wants to buy a machine or they've got a large expenditure, capital expense, then we run that through various levels of approval, and then we'll create an object in SAP to manage that budget for them. And then they've got some very complex pricing, and right now that's all tribal knowledge on how they do manage their pricing. So future plan is to take that tribal knowledge, build some business rules in Decisions, and manage the pricing in SAP. and we're sunsetting other applications. So that's the other nice thing I think about, and is a good sales point for Decisions is it can do many, many things. I told this in a previous session. We were at a conference July a year ago, and one of our lead developers was there, and I said, hey, walk around the conference and just kind of see what everybody else is doing. And he came back about an hour later, and he sat down and he said, I've not seen anything here we couldn't do with Decisions. And that's the power of the application. It really, you're only limited to your imagination and your skill set. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Stephen. Thank you. Okay. And next, we're going to have Will Pedersen. He's going to go through the Decisions community and marketplace.
Lots of slides. I won't be using all of them. Hey everyone, my name is Will Pedersen. I've been here for nearly 9 years, and I run the post-sales operation, except for our services team. So many of you know me, and of those of you that are newer, I'm sure will get to know me for better or worse. What I want to talk about today is a place for us to work together at. Decisions, as many of us know, requires us to build everything that we use from the ground up today. It doesn't come with a lot of pre-built pieces for us to make use of when we're starting to build things. We have an app store. It's not something we've historically invested a lot of effort in. And so I have the remit from leadership to fix that. And one of those things we're going to do is move the app store out of the application, not entirely, but onto a website. So we're going to create a sort of a unified community site. This is with docs and forums, community-based interaction, but as well as a website-based app marketplace. Now, we've got a solutions team. They're up at the front. They're working on things that we think are cool. They're building small applications and deploying those into the App Store. All of those things are available for free for you to make use of, to download and fork and build onto. But what I think we need, if we look at some of the competitor solutions that we see out there, ServiceNow's Marketplace, Appian Marketplace, or even Salesforce App Exchange, is they've got a pretty vibrant partner network who is building things and publishing those things into that marketplace. We are not currently in a place where we want to monetize anything, but what we want to try to sell is the idea for us to collaborate, where we will have, our partners will publish things into the marketplace. They'll be branded. They'll have links back to your websites. You'll be able to manage and maintain all that information. In that we will get content for our customers or for other partners to use, and you will get what is effectively sort of branded marketing opportunity. It'll be on the main community site, and you'll be able to publish projects, applications into that app store, and then have those be downloaded. And then what we're going to do is build a back end that will let you interact with people that download those applications. So if someone downloads your application to do XYZ, any commentary or any posting, any sort of reviews, any of that sort of back and forth will go to, you will be able to manage all that communication through our back end itself. So it's an opportunity for you to find things that you've built for your customers that are generally useful, repackage those, put them in the app store, and then really identify or drum up new service work leads based on that work. That at a high level, that's what we're really trying to do, is see if we can involve the partner network in helping us get additional content. We've got a group of people, there's 8 of them on the solutions team, so they're gonna build 6 or 10 things this year, but that's not enough, right? We need partners network, we need the partner network help to actually get that up and running, make sure that the amount of content that there's a useful amount of content in that store today. Some of us I've been talking about this idea with a few of you. So we've got some sort of prototype projects in place. But the reason I asked Missy to let me tag on with my 20-some slides that I'm going to click through really quickly here is to just get this idea out in front of everyone and see who's got interest in this. I know some of us use Decisions to sell new deals. This probably doesn't help with that. Some of us are interested in service work engagements with existing customers. From my perspective, I'm very happy to engage the partner network in service work, right? I think that as a customer success person, I'm very happy to have partners involved in and take over or sort of work in parallel with our services team. I think if we look at retention and we look at success, we see a lot of that in our partner network. And so the broader your reach is into our customer base, I think the more successful or the better some of the numbers I'm responsible for can look, right? So if this is all self-interested, right? I'm just doing this for myself. So I think we can both benefit. So we've got some very generic mock-ups here. We've just started development on this in the last week in earnest. And what we're going to do is this is effectively going to be the new site. There'll be links. It'll be the central place for people to go to get help information, community sort of interaction, as well as sort of search for and find these App Store applications. So there's kind of two main pieces: the community site as well as the App Store. I've talked a bit about this. So welcome to the marketplace. There you go. So there's some familiar names on here. Some of these are made up. Some of these are real. But this is what the goal is to show. Like you would have an application that was published in this App Store. And then when someone would go to, let me see if I can find it. There you go. Then someone, so with for expressibility, when someone would download a PDF mapper built by Jason's team, they'd be able to look at and see his information shown here, right? And then anyone who published applications in this App Store would have this same level of visibility in the customer base. We're going to do, I don't think we have any good screenshots for what it would look like in the App Store, but what we're building out is a dashboard or user interface on one of our repo servers for you to build and maintain and manage all the communication that might occur from customers downloading these applications. So you'll be able to see reviews, you'll be able to reply to comments, you'll be able to deal with feedback requests, you'll be able to register users, and you'll get alerts when people download your application so that you can then have their information to reach out to them and hopefully spark a conversation about the utility of, or the opportunity for you to engage with them from a service work perspective. It's just another way besides maybe these types of conferences for you guys to showcase your experience with the tool, the types of things that you can build, and then get a hold of new customers and do cool stuff with them. We do have a view of it. Wonderful. This is what we're thinking it would look like in the App Store today. So again, we have an App Store in the product. The difficulty is it's in the product, so you can't see it. And as soon as you create something in the My Apps folder, it's no longer the default page, so very few people actually know about it. Now, we have a smattering of decisions versions out there in the wild, and we can't control, at least today, the user interface for that App Store. And so what we're doing is we're building this website-based App Store. It's going to pull from the same data source, and then we're gonna badge the existing App Store in some way so that your brand or your company's information is in that local App Store as well. And then we will eventually redo the existing App Store to try to make it more better, so to speak. And then we're just going to talk about here's just some of the things that the Decision Solutions team has been building. Wire transfer. We're going to allow the community to upload their own applications. So these would just be simple, widgets or workflows. And here's our estimated timeline for when we would like to launch this. Again, we started building this in earnest. We've been doing some prep for the last 6 to 8 weeks. Of course, some of you have had conversations with for some of the cool projects that you have that I've seen you build that I think are useful to deploy here. And future vision and goals. There you go. Yeah. So ultimately, I think there's an opportunity for us to all help each other and for the partner network to help itself. All this stuff would be free. There's no monetization. But if you build something that helps someone else in the partner network deliver something faster, that's a benefit to them and vice versa. And for me, the more stuff I get in the App Store, the quicker it is for customers to deploy their own work into production. So we recently built an application I'm pretty proud of called Dynamic Questionnaire. and we're actually using it as the starting point for one of our professional services builds. It takes a really hard, for those of you that know, using there's a thing in our tool called a mixed type repeater. It lets you build like a questionnaire type experience where you can swap out different form controls dynamically. And it's not exactly the easiest thing to do. And we've found that a ton of our customers and a ton of our prospects in our direct sales are asking about questionnaires. For some reason, we have a ton of need for questionnaires. Like, I don't know why you would come to decisions for a questionnaire, but we see that, a ton of it. So knowing that we found this commonality, we see this recurrence, we built this application. And the goal is, it's available on the App Store today. Anyone can download it. You guys can fork it. You can use it as a POC, use it as part of your build, all of the above. So anything that makes us all deliver faster, I think allows everyone to get that a similar list of use cases like Steven pulled up for PrimeSource, right? The more delivery, the better it is for everyone, especially for me, because my job is to make sure that no one leaves. And so the more stuff we've built, the harder it is for them to get away from us. I think that's all of my million slides.
Slide 49.
Yep, there you go, Q&A. Anyone have any questions about that or anything for Missy? Oh, sure.
When partners left, what was the reason? That they didn't see enough central resources or that the service side getting implementations? I mean, what would cause, what is the risk?
For a partner leaving?
Yeah, when the partner leaves, or I guess maybe not leaves, but just the amount of business they're doing is shrinking.
Mhm.
Like, what have you found that maybe they weren't paying close enough attention to, or on both sides of that equation? What are some of those vulnerabilities to pay attention to?
That's a good question. I mean, usually there's a mismatch between ease of use. It's not a capability question. It's that the tool delivers less quickly or is harder to use than was expected. I don't think that applies to anyone in this room, since most everyone in this room is doing managed service work. They're not actually, very few of our customer partners are actually developing themselves. Most of the people in this room are doing that development work. So they're in the guts of it. When we sell direct to customers, sometimes there's a mismatch between the ease of use for what they thought they bought versus what we are today.
Okay. Thank you, Will.
Thank you.